Hello, everyone. My name is Jenny Westerkamp. I am hosting tonight the App Class info session. App Class is our new coaching program that we roll out at the end of the application season to still be able to give you that one-on-one support for your applications before you press submit. And I'm going to tell you about the program and give you a quick behind the scenes tour of some of the components so that you can see what it's all about, and then hopefully help you make a decision at the end of whether or not you'd like to enroll in App Class. So the agenda for today is talking about who needs coaching, what is this coaching like, where have our clients gotten matched, when is the best time to start, why is it worth the investment, and then how to get started. So I want you to think to yourself, why do you need help getting into a dietetics program? When you think about the application process, what comes to mind when you think about why it would be so great to have an expert on your side, in your corner, helping you through every step of the process? I know for some of our past clients, they feel like they don't have a lot of support for whatever reason, whether they're just not in school, so they don't have an advisor, they maybe don't have other students that they can do their applications with, or they just feel like they want to do everything right and they want to have that expert advice so that they don't make those common mistakes. The second question to think about is, what do you want to happen in this application process? Like, what is the dream outcome for you? And some answers that I've heard before are, I want to have less stress throughout this process. I want to know I'm doing it right and not second guess myself. I want to make sure that everything that I've done up to this point in terms of getting experience, getting good grades actually pays off, because we know the application is where you actually sell yourself, market yourself, stand out among other applicants that have similar experience or have similar GPAs. And then, like, what is that dream outcome, And it's probably, hey, I'm matched to my top choice, or I get into this program that allows me to stay at home, or I get into this program that it has a paid stipend and I got that spot, which will save me now, $20,000 or whatever that is. So you want to really solidify that in your mind, crystallize that, like, what is the dream outcome for you? And that really helps not only to make a decision about whether you should be investing in support, but also in the motivation that you need to get through what is a very, very stressful process, to be honest, and there's a lot to it. And then the final question is, how would your life look for you in 2 or 3 years if you got into the dietetics program that you wanted? This question can be answered a lot of different ways, because we know the diversity of the types of applicants that we have, in particular, people that are career changers, people that maybe are parents or have a lot on their plate and are trying to break into this new career, or students that are just trying to start their first career. Think about, zoom out on, if you did get that top choice, what would your life look like? And again, this goes into kind of driving the motivation for going all in on this process, for getting help and making sure that you get that outcome, because it is so important to you. Here are some stats about the company for those of you that aren't aware. I started All Access Dietetics when I was 21 years old, which is about 14 years ago. And when we initially started, we were really like a directory of all the different programs that were available, like dietetics programs. And then we quickly realized that there was a need for people to get help getting into those programs. And since 2009, we have helped individually 2,200 applicants that we have helped with one-on-one coaching. We've helped even more than that. Oh my gosh, like 40,000 people through our free resources with applications and our webinars and all those things that we do to support the community every year for free. But individually, 2,200 people that we have walked through. I mean, that is more than any DPD director out there, any advisor, any singular person. We have helped so many people, and we've learned so much and kind of created this method around, what an application should and shouldn't have, how to get them to stand out and do things that the competition isn't going to do. We've just really cracked the code on what admissions coaching, what those tactics should be. And then we do have 13 years supporting future dietitians. And I guess that I should be changing that to 14 as each year passes. We keep adding to that. We had 100% success rate in 2021 and 22 with our individual coaching clients. And we have 8 expert admissions coaches on the team. Many of them have been on selection committees. A couple were previous DI directors. So we actually have dietetic internship or dietetic programs directors on our admissions team. And we really do our best to deliver gold standard coaching. If you think about who we have helped work with, the big one is, well, the real point is that it's really a lot of different people. And I've been very lucky to have a team where we are then able to see a lot more people than just if it was just me coaching. So we've been able to work with busy parents, full-time employees or students, business owners, those that need to get into their top choice, repeat applicants who maybe weren't able to apply or weren't able to get in on their first attempt, those with low GPAs or not a lot of experience, those that want those top tier programs like in New York City or at big teaching hospitals, and those with little support from their advisors or school. Now let's talk about the program. So App Class is the program that we run. This is something that is run in a limited amount of time, and we do it towards the end of the application season because we still want to provide that support. Now, our original larger package is Get Matched Coaching, and Get Matched Coaching is what you can sign up for, throughout any time of year, as early as you want before your application deadline. But then we do close that in about the 6 weeks prior to the big application deadline for DICAS, which is February 15th. We know now that programs have all different program application deadlines, but that's the timeline that we're following. So what's included in App Class? You have the Get Matched course. You have a personal statement call where you talk about your draft and your outline of your personal statement. You have 3 rounds of edits from your coach. So that means you send them the first draft, they give you edits. You send them the second draft, they give you edits. You send them the third draft, they give you edits. And then that's the final, fully revised, fully optimized personal statement. The same thing happens with your resume, where you do 2 rounds of edits on your resume. You have a check-in call, like a Q&A call. And then you have a final DICAS review where they're actually going in, they're either sharing edits through the PDF or like through video recording where they're telling you, hey, here's like different errors, typos, formatting things that come up. I would say on average, our coaches find about 20 errors every time they do a DICAS final review. I have never done a DICAS final review where we didn't have edits to be made. So there's just so much that goes into it, so many details, and you want it to be really perfect and not show the director that you weren't having that high attention to detail by submitting something with errors in it, which is so common and so easy to do when it's only you looking at it. And finally, we have a private App Class community that is included that's going to be moderated by coaches and includes where you can ask more questions and get support there as well. Our clients have matched everywhere, so many different types of programs, hundreds of different types of programs. There are new programs that come out each year, so we can't say we've matched people to all of them, but we've definitely matched to like the most popular ones and all different types. So VA programs, WIC, university affiliated ones, hospital affiliated ones, different ones with different master's degrees, internship only programs. Now we have these new graduate programs, these future education model or graduate programs in nutrition and dietetics, Canadian programs even. So we've really been able to help people in every type of program, applying to every type of program. The best time to start is now. And I say that because spots could fill up before the end of the month. So at the time of this recording, it's January 15th. Enrollment will close January 31st, and you must start your coaching services by then too, if you do have that February 15th deadline, or it's just you have to start your coaching 2 weeks before your deadline, if your deadline is different. The coaching final drafts are due February 10th for that February 15th deadline, and that's because there needs to be time for the coach to do the edits and send them back to you and then review them one final time. And we're really big about not going to the last minute because coaches aren't able to be reliable because we have so many clients that we make sure that we give ourselves enough time and people finish early. We aren't able to answer questions, at 10 p.m. the night of the deadline. So we really push people to make sure that they're finishing, and it's less stressful for you as well to have that earlier deadline so that you're not going down to the wire in the last minute. then why is App Class worth the investment? So I think about with coaching, I had a career in professional sports as a professional sports dietitian. I worked with the Chicago Blackhawks, Chicago Cubs, and then my final role was with the Chicago Bulls for 5 years as their team dietitian. And I remember thinking there's so much benefit to coaching in sports. There's business coaching now, there's nutrition coaching, there's mindset, leadership coaching. There's, even therapy I think of as like a coach in a way. So there's such power in that, in having someone by your side, because they're going to teach you skills and strategies that you won't know. There's no reason you should have known because you've never done this before. They give you that personalized level of help. And it's not just like general, hey, format your resume this way. Well, yes, that gets you a certain point, but now there's going to actually be real edits based on what your resume looks like and getting it to that optimized, final product. They're going to prevent you from procrastinating. They're going to give you a schedule and make sure that it's not overwhelming for you and that you're taking everything step by step. They're going to save you a lot of time, a lot of stress, because you're going to have someone to ask questions to. There will be questions that come up. I joke with the coaches, like, the average amount of questions that one coaching client can have is like 100. There's so many questions that go along and things that will pop up. Or should I reach out to my reference again? Should I email the director? What questions should I ask? There's so many different things that come up that the coach can support. And then it improves your confidence mindset, because I think that, one of the biggest parts of an application process is believing in yourself and believing that you're worthy of a match, that you're worthy of getting into your top program. And you want to show that, and you want to show your confidence in every aspect of the application. And that's really how you communicate about yourself. That's what they're going to really help you with. And this App Class, it goes over a personal statement, resume, and diecast, but then it really sets you up for success in the interview, because you understand who you are as an applicant, what you can bring to the program, and it gives you more confidence heading into that interview. And remember that coaches are coaching you through a pivotal part of your RD journey that's going to get you that one step closer to the credential, and hopefully get you into a training program or a graduate program or dietetic internship that really will be a launching pad for you and really be a difference maker in the trajectory of the beginning of your career. So that's App Class. I do want to share a quick screen share of what you get with it. But as a really quick announcement, I wanted to let you know that if you do use code InfoSession, you'll be able to get $25 off. So that'll knock down the price from $497 to $472. We do have payment plans available. And again, this is a highly discounted coaching program compared to our Get Matched coaching, which is $2,887. So we got it down to the lowest price possible that we could do, so that we could still help people in these final weeks before the deadline, and make sure that they're not submitting applications with errors and just resume or personal statement that doesn't stand out, that doesn't market them and show their confidence. But I will show you really quick the back end of what you get, because one of the biggest things is this Get Matched coaching, which is such a great tool. Let me just pop in here. And then we're going to go to the Get Matched course that you get. And you can see from here how in-depth it is. So I created this course. I've continually updated it, and it really includes all of the strategies that we've used with Get Matched coaching that allow our clients to be successful. And of course, your coach will talk through these and how it relates to your application. But to have this background, it saves you a lot of time and allows you to follow it in sort of this step-by-step process. Like this personal statement section is incredible with a training video like webinar, the 27 skills to like brainstorm how to highlight your skills in your application, talk about the theme, how to write your intro paragraph, how to grab the director's attention, how to remove junk. These are common mistakes people make. They make a lot of fluffy statements that don't need to be in a personal statement. And you only have a certain amount of words. So that's why it's so important to make sure you're cutting that all out. We talk about the STAR method, goals, how to write a powerful conclusion. So it's really the step-by-step as much as I can give that, break it down and make it really easy for you. There's even an outline that you can follow when you're writing it, as well as a rubric to go back and grade yourself on here's what directors are looking for. We want to make sure that you're doing that as well. And then how to write your additional versions, because typically people apply to multiple programs, and how do you tweak your statement to fit other programs. So then we have similar content for the resume, for director communication, for references, for die-casts, all the different areas. If you have to do a portfolio, computer matching, how that works, and the final die-cast check. We have in here like the different errors, like common errors that people have. So you get access to all of these resources, and even for the interview, 175 sample interview questions that we've pulled from our past clients and the ones that they've experienced in their interviews. So, and then same with like answer strategies for all the common questions, how to search for preceptors, your backup plan, and then all of these bonus resources as well. So I wanted to share that you do get this with App Class, along with getting paired with your dedicated coach. And if you do want to enroll, then you would go to the App Class website and you just would click enroll in App Class. There's a couple different options there on where to click that button, but you'll see the options for either a payment plan or pay in full. When you do enroll, that is where you would put in the info session, which you would add right here, and you would do info session. And then that's where you would get the $25 off your price. So let me go back to this. So with that, the final things that I will leave you with are, number one, do not submit an average application. This is very easy to do. And if you want an above average application, that's where you get an expert to guide you and help you make yours above average. And you do want to make sure that all your hard work pays off. I know that you have probably put a lot of hours into your studying to get that good GPA, or into your experience to make sure you have that to talk about on your resume. You want to make sure that all pays off, because I've seen people really undersell themselves, not share the accomplishments that they've had, not communicate the different skills that they've gained through these experiences. And it's a really, really important part of the admissions process, because if you can't communicate that, directors are not going to be able to infer that. They don't know you. So that communication and that application is their way of getting to know you, and you get to control what they know, right? And finally, I want you to go all in on yourself in your future. This is a really confusing, stressful time. And especially if you have a lot of other things going on, having an expert by your side just gives you so much relief. And there's so much power in coaching that you will absolutely be more successful with a coach than without. And you'll do that in a way that will teach you skills that you can then take on into your first job interview or your job applications as well. So you're really investing in your life 2 or 3 years from now, just by investing in this process. And yeah, and like I said, we've done this now for 13, 14 years, and we know the strategies and the ways to help guide you so that it is the least stressful, most effective, most confidence-inducing process it could possibly be. So a reminder, if you do want to get App Class and enroll as soon as you can, because enrollment does end January 31st. But the sooner you start with a coach, the better you're going to feel about all this. And you can use code INFOSESSION to grab that $25 off discount. That is all I have for you. If you're listening to this recording and you want to ask questions, feel free to email Jenny@allaccessdietetics.com. And I will be able to answer or point you in the direction to get you all set up. Like, for example, if you need a different type of payment plan, you can email in. If you want to know more about the coach that you'd be paired to, we can let you know that. And even your timing, if you maybe have a different deadline than the February 15th deadline, then you can ask us, when the deadline is to enroll for App Class if you have a different deadline. So those are just examples of questions, but I hope this helped you understand this program. We really wanted to make something that was still able to help and focus on those core components of the application, since Get Matched Coaching is now closed. But if you're early on and you do want that full program, then you can check out Get Matched Coaching on our website as well. And that is something you can start a year and a half before your deadline. That's our more inclusive one, but This one is geared towards those really high priority pieces, personal statement, resume, and diecast, and having that coach be that second set of eyes, the second brain for you to submit with confidence. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you have any questions, again, reach out to us or DM us or chat us on the website. We're happy to help guide you. And I appreciate you spending the time listening about App Class, and we hope to see you enroll in the class. Have a good rest of your night.